yo! Hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo! Hello! Papega 413, Jeeker, Zachary.
Dude, it's hot in here. 1 second.
Hot. It's like lava.
I envy things that I'm not. I will get there. Just give one more shot. Strike while the iron is hot. And I'll forge my.
Oh my God, it's 75 degrees. You can't live like that. I will shine bright. All right, cut the music. Welcome, one and all to the Atrioc broadcast here on August 18th, 2025. Oh, fix the hair, fix the shirt. Jeez Louise. Good to see you. Good to see you. Were you late today because you were preparing a best B-Day present for me? Yes, I was. And it's in the mail. So just sit by the door with bated breath, and the birthday present's on its way. In fact, I got everyone in chat birthday presents, and I timed it to arrive right around your birthday. So just when it's your birthday, be on the lookout for a package from Big A. And I got all your addresses too, using the Patriot Act. Zorthaw, thank you for the 28 months. Thick Nick, thank you for the 28 months. Wow, 2 28s back to back. Chicken Joe, 920 with the 38 months. You kind of mogged both of you. First time chatter says my birthday's tomorrow. No cap. Unfortunately, I did not get you a gift. You're a first time chatter. How could I have known? How could I possibly have known? It's not. You can't put that on me. Everyone else got a gift. But obviously, I couldn't get one for you. The info's not in the system. Obviously, I keep a system. Obviously, it has everyone's name in it. Make it right, man. I'm sorry. Just to be clear, this is a world that you're all believing that I've gotten everyone in my chat free gifts like I'm real Santa. And because I didn't get one guy, a brand new chatter, a gift, I need to make it right. You've already accepted. You're no longer even happy that you're getting a free gift. You'll only be happy if I do it again for this guy. That just feels like the human condition. It feels like the second you get something good, you normalize to it. And now you need something more to feel good. Don't you feel like that kind of hedonic treadmill will keep you trapped for the rest of your life? You'll never be truly happy. Oprah would have given him a gift. Technically, Oprah gave nobody gifts. Just to be clear, Oprah had sponsors for her show that gave out gifts to the audience because they got promotion from it. But she didn't personally give anybody a gift. Art up, thank you for the raid. Sounds like you need sponsors. I'll give you all a free download of Rocket Money. That's the gifts. Everyone here, thanks to me, is getting a free download of Rocket Money. You can go to rocketmoney.com/Atrioc and you can download it for free, if you can believe that. That is a gift for all. Gift for one, gift for all. Dono Wall 200. Who gave? No, I don't get 200. Hey, thank you for the 200 bits. I'm sorry. Hey, Atrioc, I have a suggestion for a new show. It's topical. It'd be great. You have a suggestion for a new show. It's topical. It would be great. It's called Mussolini, Son of the Century. First of all, if it's a brand new show, I can't watch it. Do you think I'm watching shows from the early 2000s because they're the most topical?
Quella di oggi è una data storica. Oggi nasce il fascismo. Una creatura bellissima, fatta di ideali, di cambiamento, che conquisterà
When does he like have a love triangle with two other people? Like when do they say save me? At what point does Mussolini like solve crime at a high school? This feels like it's a little bit out of our Mussolini ex Hitler. Why isn't this in American? Dude, calling English American is one of my favorite things. Speak American. I think that shit's funny. Hey, you notice how my sparkling water is getting comically larger every episode? Pretty soon I'm going to get like a huge... have you been to Scottsdale? It seems like one of the worst places on earth. Scottsdale, Arizona as one of the worst places on earth? No. Scottsdale, Arizona is old. I mean, sure, it is old rich people. not mega rich. You know, it's old like how do you put it? What would be the subtle wealth, I guess. No, it's not old money. It's old people with some money, but it's not old money. Yeah, you could say well off. HVAC business, like car dealership owners or like dentists or whatever. They golf a lot. The thing you have to understand about Arizona, it's really fucking hot, right? So old people that don't want to be cold in the winter wherever they live, they go to Arizona, snowbirds. But often they'll settle in Scottsdale because it's a little bit cooler. And Scottsdale's where you'll find them. Peter, WSR, they have 46 months. God damn, Peter. Thank you very much. Why not move to a better country like Iraq? That's a great question. Why don't American retirees move to Iraq? I've been wondering the same thing. I can't think of a real rationale for it. Their dollar would go so much farther. Yeah, maybe it's xenophobia from the Iraqis. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're not accepting of other cultures. I'm saving up. I can't afford it. You can't afford a trip to Iraq. Can I get a flight? Can I get a direct flight to Iraq? LAX to Iraq. Yeah, I can do it right now. I can get to Baghdad by tomorrow. How about that? It's not cheap. It's not cheap. Dude, I'll be in Baghdad in 18 hours, 25 minutes, and all it'll cost me is $1,100. That's actually not terrible. 18-hour flight. Lemonade stand trip. Lemonade stand in Iraq. Big A's over Baghdad. Is it anything actually? Yeah, it's a city. I mean, there's things there. There's stuff to do. I'd probably have a good time. Do you think the Silk Song release date is coming tomorrow? So let's talk about it. Jeff Keighley posted this today. Jeff Keighley, who tomorrow is leading the Gamescom show. Jeff Keighley posted this. Okay? He posted him putting on the clown outfit and saying, first time, see you tomorrow for Gamescom. Okay? Now, why he felt the need to not just take a selfie with his phone, but put it in the mirror like this is beyond me. But I'm just saying, with this photo, combined with the fact that we know as a fact there's a Silksong booth at Gamescom, makes me think this is the strongest evidence yet that Silksong will be announced tomorrow. I'm not coping. No, I'm not coping. No, I'm not coping. I have a strong feeling, I feel it, that Silksong could really be a tomorrow angle. People are posting, look, here's the fuck, look, it's a video. Look at this video, bro. Look at this. Demo stations. Silksong. Obvious AI slop. You live in a web of lies and shadow, dude. You can't trust anything. No, this is real. Silksong. Tomorrow. Playable. Perhaps announced. Perhaps with a release date. Perhaps, as God is my witness, perhaps September 10th. Call me crazy, call me a believer. But I truly think tomorrow's going to be a day to remember. Let's check Silksong News Daily or whatever. Daily Silksong News. Daily Silksong News. Daily Silksong News posted. They posted, we won. Now, how about that? If that's not confirmation proof positive, and they're on their way to Gamescom. Okay? Take this victory. Don't let the soul leave your eyes. Don't let the light get crushed out of you. Okay? This can happen. This could be real. Oh, my hair's all messed up. Bet on Polymarket or get tattoo. That's not what I want to do. No. Nope. What's the Polymarket bet at? Polymarket Silksong? Let's see. Oh, damn, I'm going to die here. I don't see a Silksong bet. There isn't one on Polymarket. Oh, is this like Polymarket America? Dude, I'm going to die. Oh, no, it's Silksong virus. Oh, no. Ugh. This is killing me. Atrioc dies the day before Silksong release date announced. Well, at least you admit that it is tomorrow. At least you admit that it is tomorrow. I sincerely have a strong feeling about it. Right here in the heart. Okay? We'll get a slightly updated trailer tomorrow. You're already bargaining. He's already bargaining. You're already saying there will be Silksong news tomorrow. You're already bargaining, bro. It'll just be a trailer, though. An updated trailer. Nah, I got you, dude. You're already... You went from nothing to there's going to be something, but it won't be that new. I'm sure the devs are just waiting for you to beat Absolute Radiance. Oh, really? Well, if they're waiting to do that, all they have to do is check yesterday's VOD. Because I did it. Heard it here first. Little focus. Oh. Look at the focus. Look at the sheer focus. Look at the dodges. Look at his eyes. Lock the fuck in.
Jump.
Boom.
Like this. Jump like this. Jump like this. Damage.
He's talking to himself.
Jump like this. Let's go.
Is it a sign of craziness or of determination and will? Michael Jordan talked to himself.
Jump like this. Boom, boom. Jump like this. Boom. Jump like this. Boom. Jump like this. Boom, boom. Jump like this. Boom. Let's fucking go, baby. Jump like this. Boom, boom. Come on. Don't loop.
Boom! Motherfucker, yeah! Let's
go. He still got it. Boom.
Anyway. You look so young in that vid. It's from yesterday night. It's from last night. 5 big booms for that one, dude. 5 big booms for that one. Didn't even change the shirt. It's a different shirt. It's obviously a different shirt. Do it again for good luck tomorrow? No, I don't think I need to do that. I could, but I don't think I need to. So we like that off the list. I mean, that's box checked. Ramen 775. Think of the 11 months of Prime. Phoenixly. Thank you for the 19 months. The Languid Llama. Thank you for the 6 months. Actually Mayo for the 30. Western Gujar. Thank you for the 3 months. Happy Sloth Live. Thank you for the 44. I love the content, Big A. Happy Sloth Live. Thank you very much for the nice message. I appreciate that and the long time support. Jesus, wait, you've been following what? Oh. You've been following since 2021, but your account was created in 2015. You're a true OG Twitch user. A 2015 account. Spicy Divider, thank you for the Prime. Dude, half the people in this chat weren't even born yet. Mine is older. Well, so's mine. I worked at Twitch. It's not a flex contest, okay? Mine's fucking older than all yours, all right? Mine's older than yours, I think. All right, let me check. If not, you're banned for 100 years. Your account was created in January 8th, 2012. When was mine created? User Atrioc. 2011. Banned for 1,000 years. Banned for 1,000 years! Don't fucking come at the king. You best not miss, dude. I'm the only person ever subbed to Twitch. The official Twitch channel. You said 100 years, man? I'm sorry, are we splitting hairs? Is he going to show up in 101 years and say, what the fuck? I was told it would only be 100 and now it's 1,000? No, you're not banned. You're not banned. You've become my go-to streamer over the years, and my partner's finally putting you on the TV unprompted by me. Thanks for the laughs and good community. Easy clap. We're in. We are in. Now time to get real controversial with it while we're on the big TV. Time to start cracking out the real opinions. You know what I'm saying? I think step 1, crypto grift. Step 2, slur tier list. You're going to be the Fox News for Gen Z. That's always been my goal, but to be more right-wing. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a little bit more... Because the problem... Here's the thing I had. When I was young, I watched Fox News every day religiously, of course. And one thing I noticed was that they weren't hard enough on Obama for the tan suit thing. And ever since then, it's given me a... You know what I'm saying? I've had this burning desire to, like, strike... I felt like they let him off easy. And that never sat right with me. It bothered me. Yeah, it just bothered me. God, that tan suit fills me with rage. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think people will unsubscribe from you when you die, or do you think we will hold the line? First of all, you're not even subbed. So, I'm not worried about it making to my death. You are currently not subbed. So let's not worry about we hold the line. Don't say we, bro. You're not on the team. Secondly, I know I don't expect everyone to hold the line after I'm dead. They're not getting any content. I mean, if they did it for 10 years, an extra 10 years, but then obviously you can let it lapse. An extra 10 years would be, I'm sorry. Did you just say, what's the difference? Timing you out, Luminary. But also, I noticed you're on an alt because you're banned on the main account. I noticed that. No, I don't think it like slipped my mind. Fucking Luminary 2. Okay? It's not a foolproof fucking disguise. Possible ban evader. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Fucking exactly. Hey, really subtle disguise. Yeah, exactly. Too much skin in the game. Wait, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, I've been live. Atrioc August has held strong. It's been shaky. It's been close, but I haven't missed. 6 days a week. We would continue subs for the sake of your estate. Exactly. I just think it would be good for Lil Atrioc, my child's toy review channel, if you kept subbing to me after I'm dead. Or pass it along, you know? Are you going to adopt Bronny? Bronny James, LeBron James' son, am I going to adopt him? He's an adult man in the NBA. I'm going to adopt him from his father, LeBron James, who he seems to be in a great relationship with. Yeah, maybe. It's definitely on the table. Definitely on the table. Pretty rare to have that happen, I want you to know. Pretty rare to adopt an adult child with a living parent. But how are the goals coming along, Big A? Great question, Craig. My first goal was to time you out for asking annoying questions where you know the answer. I succeeded. Another timeout. Succeeded. That's good. We're off to a good start because we've already cleansed the chat of the two most vociferous pre-chatters. I'm not in the mood, by the way. I'm not in the mood. I'm actually, I'm feeling pretty good. I was a little busy today because I had to finish 2 PowerPoints, and I didn't finish either. I have to do a superhero PowerPoint for tomorrow about the death of superhero movies, and it's for the pod. And so I did not finish either, which was tough. But closer. Clearly I haven't seen Superman. I started it. Very beginning. We're going to watch it maybe late tonight. Because I wanted to be able to talk about it tomorrow. So I will watch it. But it's not that... No, Superman did pretty well. But obviously... Well, I don't want to spoil everything. But obviously, Fantastic Four. Flop. Thunderbolts. Flop. They're both not doing very well. And so we're talking about it tomorrow on the pod. When are we getting the best AoE game vid in the presentation? Hey, you know what the purpose of pre-chat is? Is that to list all the things that you want me to do. Okay, let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk about what's going on. Talk about something else, bro. Guys, everyone's just coming in with, dude, I got so many people. We're working on, I'll just tell you all those things. We're working on an animation project. I got pinged about that today. I got pinged about the VO for the Hitman thing. I got too much shit to fucking finish this week. So we're making progress, but it's slow. Hardest job on earth? It is. Thank you for saying it. It is the hardest job on earth. Do you think series like Smallville could be the future of Marvels as people like watching TV shows slop instead of movies? I don't know why you're auto-modded. But no. I think they already tried that. They did a bunch of Marvel shows. No, if anything, they oversaturated. If anything, no one could keep up with everything, and so they kind of just checked out. Same with Star Wars. It's because it's Smallville, that's why. Are you doing a review on the Google Pixel 10 when it comes out on Wednesday? Is this a serious question? Have I ever done a phone review in the entire history of my channel? 5 years or whatever? Why would I? Why the fuck would I do this? What possible input would I have on the Google Pixel 10? Is this an ad? Are you part of an AstroTurf from Google? MKBHD? The white MKBHD. People have been asking for it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not interested, bro. I have no... Heard you were a big Android guy. I actually am an Android guy. I wouldn't say I'm a big Android guy. Actually, here's the fucking truth of it. I made fun of Apple because Apple fans get caught in the ecosystem. You know, it's like, oh, you get the Apple phone, you have to get the Apple computer and the Apple headphones and the Apple Watch and the Apple whatever. And it's like, oh, everything, and they all charge you the fees, and it's like you're caught in. And I was like, I'm free to do whatever I want. I have a Samsung phone. I can get whatever earbuds I want. But then I got a Samsung earbuds. And then I got a Samsung laptop. So I have the fucking Samsung earbuds. And by the way, it's like the same price. Like Samsung's not like a huge markdown on Apple. It's probably the same fucking shit. So I ended up in the same place as my fictional person I'm critiquing. So-called free thinkers. Yeah, exactly. I became the straw man. Sure. Huawei is superior. Aiden has a Huawei laptop arriving tomorrow. He's bringing it to the podcast recording. He said it's so good it's going to change the game. It's good because I want our podcast to be directly sent to Xi Jinping's desk. And all Huawei laptops are bugged for that express purpose. He listens in, he's always listening to every laptop. So this will be good to get him on the show. More evidence for Aiden hating America. I don't think Aiden hates America, but I will say he just got back from a trip to Sweden. And I was low-key praying that his partner would not like the trip. Zipper, we'll say Zipper. I was low-key praying that Zipper wouldn't like the trip and be like, Sweden's not for me. Unfortunately, apparently they had a fantastic time. Zipper 3? Okay, Zipper 3. Zipper 3 loved Sweden. It was a beautiful trip. They had a great time. So they're gonna move there. It's over. That was the last chance to keep Aiden in America. He's moving for sure. So, good for them. I'll have to go out and visit. Why do you hate PewDiePie? Why do I hate PewDiePie? That's the question. The bridge? No, the bridge was a misunderstanding. I think he was too woke, actually. Doesn't he live in... Yeah, isn't PewDiePie... Is it PewDiePie? Did he get a citizenship in Japan? PewDiePie Japanese citizenship. Oh, no. He's a resident, but not a citizen. It's probably very difficult to get Japanese citizenship. He's a very wholesome chungus nowadays. We don't have to talk like this. We don't have to talk like this. We don't have to do this. We don't have to call our favorite old YouTubers wholesome chunguses. It's certainly not required around here. He made a good video about leaving the Google. PewDiePie is making Google ecosystem videos? Is that real? I'm done with Google 1 month ago. Wow. That has 6.4 million views. Unk still got it. He's probably younger than me, actually. How old is PewDiePie? Oh, he's older than me. He's older than me. done with Google, uploaded to YouTube. Oh, what are you going to do? There's no other video uploading website. You put it on Vimeo. Put it on Rumble. Put it on Daily Motion. There we go. That's good. Daily Motion is the next wave. When was Daily Motion created? 2005. Yeah, it's the next wave. Literally created the same year as YouTube. But it's the next wave, dude. Any day now, it's swooping in. They did stumble onto a W company name, Daily Motion. I feel like I have some Daily Motion, you know? They call me alternative video options because they know I got that Daily Motion. All right, you got there too. Type shit. Hey, so a couple things I do want to talk about today. Like some pretty big news options. And we did start a little late, so we may jump into it. I have to finish that fucking superhero PowerPoint, so I got to time my day. I really do want to watch the Zelensky-Trump meeting because we watched the last one, and as you recall, it was a disaster. It was, have you even said thank you once from J.D. Vance? It was, why didn't you wear a suit? It was a shouting match. It was bad. And my understanding is that today, Zelensky and Trump met again. The White House is even more dripped in gold. And they had a follow-up meeting where, and this is my understanding, Zelensky was pre-coached by other European leaders on how best to appeal to Trump. And in fact, my understanding is that this meeting went flawlessly. Okay? He did all the little things Zelensky pre-watched. Okay? He learned the game, and it had an entirely different outcome. So first of all, I want to watch it, just knowing that going in. Let's see if we can find. Here it is.
Thanks to your wife.
Okay. Here we go. It's 25 minutes. He learned the Bethesda dialogue options. Okay. Dude, it's gotten so unbelievably gold. It is crazy how much gold he keeps adding to the to the fucking Oval Office. Anyway, suit check. My boy is fitted and kitted. He looks a little bit like an assassin, but he is fitted and kitted. The all black on black. That's a sheesh. It's sheesh. Okay, it's an in between. Okay. He does have that shit on. Now let's see.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have the president of Ukraine with us. We've had a lot of good discussions, a lot of good talks, and I think progress is being made, very, very substantial.
Again, one more piece of context. This is immediately following Trump's meeting with Putin in Alaska, which was, not very productive on its face, but, maybe possibly set the stage for beginning the talks between Zelensky and Putin. Now, one quote that Trump, he might say it in this. I just read about it. Trump had a quote where he said, sorry, I wanted to save it because it was so funny. If it's in this, we'll see it. But if it's not, I want you to know it now. He talked about how this is ended up being way harder than he thought. This whole thing. He's like, we got to go talk to Putin, then we got to talk to Zelensky, then we got to talk to Europe, then we got to, and it's like this whole thing, this whole peace thing is like way harder than I thought, which is just a very funny thing to say for a guy who promised to get it done day one so many times. Okay.
Progress in many ways. We had a good meeting, as you know, just a short while ago with the president of Russia.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
And I think there's a possibility that something could come out of it, and today's meeting is very important. We have, I guess, the 7 7 very powerful leaders from Europe, and we're going to be meeting with them right after this meeting. And thank you very much for being here.
Okay, we're not going to watch that meeting. We're not going to watch that meeting, but there is one part of it that's really funny. He clearly doesn't know the president of Finland. Where is it? Here. This is very funny.
President Stubb of Finland, and he's somebody that, where are we here? Huh? Where? I'm right here. Oh, you look better than I've ever seen you look.
Okay, and that seems funny. It's like, where is he? But here's the actual angle. This is the actual angle of where he was when he said that. So funny. You know, you think it's across the room, but that's good. That's good. I mean, that's something. So anyway, let's go into this.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. If I can, first of all, thank you for invitation and thank you very much.
All right, he's opening with 5 thank yous. It's crazy that this is what's required, but he's learned the meta, okay? He's just going to play it as best he can for his country.
For your efforts.
He VOD reviewed.
Stop killings and stop this war. Thank you. And using this opportunity, many thanks to your wife, First Lady of the United States. She sent a letter to Putin about our children, abducted children, and my wife, First Lady of Ukraine. She gave the letter. It's not to you, to your wife.
I want.
Yeah. So we are saying this sensitive topic. Yes, please. And thanks to our partners and that you supported this format that after our meeting.
We should have had a thank you counter. Actually, is it at 9? Is it at 9 already? Or are you counting? He just did it again. It's like at least 6.
Have leaders who are around us, UK, France, Germany, Italy, Finland, EU, NATO. I mean, all partners around Ukraine supporting us. Thanks to them. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you very much for being here.
President Trump.
11 thank yous in the opening.
Yes, Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. So, President
The quality
Zelensky,
so bad.
you say in a post on X today, Russia must end this war, which it itself started. President Trump, you say President Zelensky of Ukraine can end the war with Russia almost immediately if he wants to. Which is it?
Yeah, I think that's true. I think we're going to have a meeting. I think if everything works out well today, we'll have a trilat.
So my understanding, again, I only read about that. I haven't watched this video yet. Is they combined, Zelensky and Trump here, did a collectively better job of not getting baited by the reporters. Which, this is a low bar, but I guess I'll give it, we'll see how it goes, but I'll give it to Trump because he's usually terrible about that. Of not letting the reporter immediately let you jump into something that breaks it. You know, we'll take those. We'll take those in the interest of making progress on a peace deal. But I don't know why. Is there a better quality source? I'm at 720. Go to 1080 maybe? It's just like...
And I think there will be
This is
a
crazy.
reasonable chance of ending the war when we do that.
I must find a better one. They're melting in front of our very eyes. I watched it live. It sucked. Okay, we'll just do it. It's like a live stream. All right, fine.
Is this the end of the road for American support for Ukraine? Is today's meeting deal or no deal?
I can never say that. It's never the end of the road. People are being killed, and we want to stop that. So I would not say it's the end of the road. No, I think we have a good chance of doing it. It's been almost 4 years now that a lot of people were killed last week. A lot of people last week. I mean, millions of people killed, but a lot of people last week, for whatever reason, a big number, a lot of soldiers, on both sides. And I know the president, I know myself, and I believe Vladimir Putin wants to see it ended.
And as you met with Putin on Friday, today you've got President Zelensky here. As you listen to Russia and Ukraine, which side has the better cards?
Well, I don't want to say that. I'm just here to be. Look,
See, isn't that crazy? They asked which side has the better cards, and he actually gets. I mean, this is the classic Trump playbook where you set the bar in the floor and then you can marginally clear it, and it's like you have to give him praise. But I am giving him praise here because he didn't jump at that, and I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't jump at that. They are literally trying to bait, and he's not falling for it, which is probably the first time I've ever seen that. Do you know what I'm saying? Of watching these press conferences with Trump. So the bar's buried, but
this isn't my war. This is Joe Biden's war.
Okay, here we go.
He's the one that had a lot to do with this happening, and we want to get it ended.
I didn't
And
last
we
that
want
long.
it to end good for everybody. We
Didn't
want it
last
to
that
end
long.
good. The people of Ukraine have suffered incredibly.
And to that point, President Zelensky.
Wait, I really want to talk about this, but I have to pull my nose, bro. You can spam Yep Coke if you want to, but my nose is actually stuffed. Okay. All right, what do you got, Trump?
Are you prepared to keep sending Ukrainian troops to their deaths for another couple of years, or are you going to agree to redraw the map?
Dude, these questions are crazy.
Thank you for your question. So, first of all,
I have great respect, especially for Zelensky's restraint here. That's a crazy fucking question. The press pool is it's dog water now. He took a deep breath. He said, "Thank you for your question," even though the question was deeply fucking insulting. I don't know. I respect it. He's doing what he can for his country, bro. That question was absurd.
Live under each day attacks. You know that today have been a lot of attacks and a lot of wounded people, and the child was dead, small one year and a half. So we need to stop this war, to stop Russia, and we need support, American and European partners, and we will do our best for this. So, and I think we show that we are strong people, and we supported the idea of the United States, of personally of President Trump, to stop this war, to make a diplomatic way of finishing this war, and we are ready for trilateral, as President said. This is a good signal about trilateral. I think this is very good. Thank you.
Mr. President,
Good answer.
Yes. If the peace deal will be achieved, are you going to be willing to send American peacekeepers to Ukraine?
Well, we're going to work with Ukraine. We're going to work with everybody, and we're going to make sure that if there's peace, the peace is going to stay long term. This is very long term. We're not talking about a 2-year peace and then we end up in this mess again. We're going to make sure that everything's good. We'll work with Russia. We're going to work with Ukraine, and we're going to make sure it works. And I think if we can get to peace, it's going to work. I have no doubt about it.
Okay, that's all record.
Your team has talked about security guarantees. Could that involve U.S. troops? Would you roll that out in the future?
We'll let you know that maybe later today. We're meeting with 7 great leaders of great countries also, and we'll be talking about that. They'll all be involved, but there'll be a lot of help. When it comes to security, there's going to be a lot of help. It's going to be good. They are first line of defense because they're there. They're Europe. But we're going to help them out also. We'll be involved.
Vladimir Putin mentioned that the war will not end without addressing the root causes of this war. Have you had an understanding what are the root causes of this war?
Well, look, The war is going to end. When it ends, I can't tell you, but the war is going to end, and this gentleman wants it to end, and Vladimir Putin wants it to end. I think the whole world is tired of it, and we're going to get it ended. It was, I've done 6 wars. I've ended 6 wars, and I thought this maybe would be the easiest one, and it's not the easiest one. It's a tough one.
That's crazy. I don't know what 6 wars he's claiming to have ended. But at least he's recognizing that it's not so easy. That's progress. How hard can ending a war be? I take a quibble with the fact that Vladimir Putin wants this war to end just as bad as everyone else, as he keeps saying, because Vladimir Putin could end the war at any time. He's the one keeping it, like there's no one else keeping it going. He could at any time stop it. It's not,
a lot of reasons for it, and they'll be talking about it for a long time, but they'll be talking about the others. Look, India, Pakistan, we're talking about the big places. When you look at, you just take a look at some of these wars. You go to Africa and take a look at that. Rwanda and the Congo, Republic of the Congo. That's been going on for 31 years.
Republic of the Congo.
We've done a total of 6, and we really have 6, not including the fact that we obliterated, and it turned out to be a total obliteration, the nuclear, as you said, the future nuclear capability of Iran. And this one, I think we're going to get solved also. I feel confident we're going to get it solved.
Is that what he's counting as ending the war? Is that one of the 6? The strikes on Iran? Or that was a war ender? I don't know if that was. Oh, in addition, what are the 6 then? The only one, I could definitely learn more here, but the one that I would say he played a role in, that seemed to have a positive effect, was the one in Rwanda. That was a long-running war. It's only recently ceasefired, but I wouldn't say, like, the India-Pakistan one is very disputed because India claims that the United States barely impacted it at all. I think India-Pakistan was mostly between them. I don't know. Interesting.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can you tell us about your conversations with European leaders and what they need to see to support an end to the war?
Yeah, well, we're going to be meeting with a great representative group and 7 very powerful, very big countries and great people, all friends of mine and friends of yours.
Well, they're not all big. They're not, Finland is not a big country. It's just European country. They don't need to be big.
And we're going to have some suggestions made. They want to see peace. They would like to see peace.
President
Trump, do you think it's fair for Ukraine and for Russia to achieve a lasting and durable peace if Ukraine cedes its territories that Russia hasn't yet conquered? Do you think it's a fair peace for Ukraine?
We're going to have a lasting peace. Just to answer the first part of your question, we're going to have a lasting peace. I hope it's going to be immediately. I hope it doesn't have to go on. And I think people of the whole world is going to be very happy when that's announced.
Mr. President, you posted on social media, Mr. President, a very touching letter from the First Lady. And the letter was hand-delivered to President Putin. And it calls for an end to the war, essentially, because of the children and the children's future. Why did the First Lady feel that letter was necessary? Was it because she believes that Mr. Putin is the aggressor in the war? Is a similar letter being hand-delivered to President Zelensky?
So the First Lady felt very strongly. She's watched the same thing that you watch and that I watch. I see things that you don't get to see, and it's horrible. But when she's got a great love of children, she has a wonderful son that she loves, probably more than anybody, including me. I hate to say it, but she loves her son. She loves children, and she hates to see something like this happening. And that goes for other wars too. I mean, she sees the heartbreak, the parents, the funerals that you see on television. Always funerals. We want to see something other than funerals. No, she felt it was a beautiful letter. It was very well received by him, and she did ask me to say, you know, she.
It was well received by him, though. Are we just being real? Melania gave a letter about saving the children to Putin, and he grinched. His heart grew 3 sizes. A single tear went down his face, and he said, "This change." Like, what do you mean? Is there any realistic chance that had any impact in any way?
Would love to see this end. She would love to see it end, and she says it very openly, very proudly, and with great sorrow because so many people have been killed.
Mr. President, last week,
Brian, go ahead, Brian.
Yes, sir. I've got a question for each of you.
Yes.
First of all, Mr. President Zelensky, you look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, you look good.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, looks
Isn't that
good on
nice?
you.
That's the one that attacked you last time. See, now he's I remember that.
I apologize to you. You look wonderful. No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed. You are not.
Logged him. It's the reporter that asked him why he wasn't wearing a suit last time. And then Zelensky just said, "I changed, but you're wearing the same suit." That's pretty good. That's a pretty good cook. You got Trump to laugh. Holy moly. This charm tour by Zelensky is working.
No, my first question.
Trump loves a good roast, dude. You roast somebody in front of him?
I remember that.
I apologize to you. You look wonderful.
That's the most genuine smile I see on Trump in a minute. That's funny. Look at that smile. That's crazy. The reporter should be wearing fatigues. The reporter shows up wearing a fucking flak jacket. That's funny. Like he's rolling with it. I don't know. I'm impressed with Zelensky's ability to do this.
No, my first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit. You see, I changed. You are not.
Maybe yours is much better. Real quickly, upon peace, God willing we get peace, are you open to holding an election in your country?
Yes, of course. We are open for election, yes. We have to do safety circumstances. And a little bit, we need to work in the parliament, because during the war you can't have elections, but we can do security. We need, maybe, how to say, we need a truth, yes, everywhere, in the battlefield, in the sky, in the sea, yeah, to make possible for people to do democratic, open, legal elections.
So you say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good. I wonder what the fake
You like this idea?
Yeah.
No.
Speaking of news, I got a question.
That's such a fucking crazy thing for the president to say. It's like a joke, but it's fucking crazy. That's such a crazy thing to say, bro. His eyes light up. All we need is a war. Look at this smile. I mean, this war thing isn't so bad. Rubs hands together. Yeah, I mean, this combos with the news today that he's executive ordering to get rid of mail order or mail-in ballots for the 2026 midterms. I don't know if it'll get challenged. I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's just, he hasn't even done it yet. Just the tweet. But, clearly planning for bad election outcomes, because the approval rating is, slowly, steadily dropping. Run back the Iraq war? Yeah, that's a good idea. What we need is go back to Afghanistan and use that to suspend elections. That'll be great.
For you. This sounds insane for me even to ask this, but do you think the American media really doesn't even want a peace deal? Because they've been so critical of you every step of the way as you lead the charge for peace.
It's an amazing phenomenon. I said that if in the settlement you got Moscow, St. Petersburg, and thousands of miles around them, they would say I made a bad deal. The level of hatred and animosity is incredible. Not with all. I mean, we have great people up here.
I'm sure President Trump, there are some outlets that have a bone to pick with you. But if you were to negotiate a peace deal where Ukraine got Moscow, I think on the whole, most people would say, wow, that's a really incredible peace deal. That is an incredible negotiation. I think most people would give you credit for that. I don't think that you're close to that. I don't think that's something that's on the table. I think you might be receiving criticism because you came into office promising this would be easy and it would be done day one. In fact, it was your most repeated promise during the campaign. We had a guy track it. 34 separate times you said you'd solve this war on day one. And now that we have no deal, I think it's fair to be somewhat critical.
We also have terrible people up there that I think are told what to say. But, in solving all of these wars, they don't even write about it. I saw major wars. I saw wars that have been going on for 31, 35, and 37, and a couple of quicker ones. One that was going to go into a full-blown deal very quickly. You know what the one I'm talking about.
Dude, he's doing like actors when they want the Oscar and they go on all the press tour. He's doing the Nobel Peace Prize press tour. He's like constantly reminding people of the war. Many people are saying he's Nobel farming, dude. It's on his brain.
It was a big one. But they don't even write about that. No matter what I do, no matter what, and this is not anything to do with you. It's probably to your advantage in a certain way. But no matter what I do, no matter what deal I make, from my standpoint, you'll come out good. Maybe President Putin will come out good. But they'll say, Trump was absolutely horrible. It's just that, and I've lived with that for a long time. I've lived with it since just before the first election. I used to get great publicity. Now I get the worst publicity anyone's ever gotten.
I take it back. I'm on Trump's side. He's like a streamer. It's the hardest job in the world. Now I see. He's a small bean. I see he's a small bean. He works too hard and no one gives him credit. He's just like a streamer. It's actually such a hard job. Wait, I get it. It's like you beat absolute ratings and then everyone's mad because you didn't give him a Marketing Monday the next day, He works too hard and loves too much.
Office, but I won in a landslide, so that people understand they're the only ones that count ultimately. But I've also had great reporters. I've had journalists that are very good. But it's very sad when you do the right thing. As an example, they said, because of the fact that Vladimir Putin came to American soil, this was a tremendous defeat for Donald Trump. No, it was really wonderful that he did it. It was a hard thing for him to do, to be honest with you. It was the opposite of what they said, but they said it. Now, if he didn't come, they'd say that was also bad for Trump. There's no way. And
There's no winning.
There's just a great dishonesty of the press, and I think that's why it's lost its credibility. You know, its credibility is at an all-time low. We have a thing going on right now in D.C. We went from the most unsafe place anywhere to a place that now friends are calling me up, Democrats are calling me up, and they're saying, sir, I want to thank you. My wife and I went out to dinner last night for the first time in 4 years, and Washington, D.C. is safe, and you did that in 4 days. I'll tell you, it's safe. I had another friend.
That's real. That is real. In 4 days, we have lifelong Democrats calling up Trump, calling him sir, and saying he saved the city after federalizing the police force to take control. That's incredible. That's incredible. Wow.
A friend of mine, he has a son who's a great golfer. He's on tour. And
He's
came
like
in
Batman
fourth
in Gotham,
yesterday in
yeah.
a big tournament where Scotty Scheffler made the great shot. And he said his son is going to dinner in Washington, D.C. tonight. I said, would you have allowed that to happen a year ago? He said, no way. No way. He said, what you've done is incredible. And I think the people realize it. But the press says, he's a dictator. He's trying to take over. No, all I want is security for our people. But people that haven't gone out to dinner in Washington, D.C. in 2 years are going out to dinner. And the restaurants the last 2 days were busier than they've been in a long time. Thank you.
I walked around yesterday.
Restaurants saved. Crime out of D.C. That's incredible. I will say, you did make a joke 5 minutes ago that you might start a war in 3 years to prevent elections. Some people, maybe pearl clutchers, might make jokes about you consolidating power, but
With
I get you.
MTG, if you can walk around with DC with MTG and not be attacked, the city is safe.
This new press pool's crazy.
Last week you warned of what you called severe consequences if a 30-day ceasefire or any type of ceasefire were not agreed to by Russia. Will there be severe consequences? Does that change because of
I
your
don't
meeting
think
with
you need a
President Putin?
ceasefire. You know, if you look at the 6 deals that I settled this year, they were all at war. I didn't do any ceasefires. And I know that it might be good to have, but I can also understand strategically why, one country
deals.
or the other wouldn't want it. You have a ceasefire and they rebuild and rebuild and rebuild, and, maybe they don't want that. But if you look at the 6 deals that we made peace,
There were 6?
long-term, long-running wars, I didn't do any ceasefires. I like the concept. I like the concept of a ceasefire for one reason, because you'd stop killing people immediately, as opposed to in 2 weeks or 1 week or whatever it takes. But we can work a deal where we're working on a peace deal while they're fighting. They have to fight. I wish they could stop. I'd like them to stop. But strategically, that could be a disadvantage for one side or the other. But all of these deals I made without even the mention of the words ceasefire.
President Zelensky, can you explain the decision to offer Ukraine Article 5 like security guarantees, but stop short of pushing for their full membership?
Yeah, well, we haven't done anything on that yet. If you look back and you go back long before President Putin, it was always a statement that they would never allow Ukraine into NATO. So that was a statement that was made, but we haven't discussed any of that yet. We're going to be discussing it today, but we will give them very good protection, very good security.
Just context on that. Article 5 would be the part of the NATO, rule set or whatever, that if one country is attacked, the others jump in to help. The idea would be that, if Ukraine was not part of NATO but had Article 5, you couldn't attack them without involving NATO. But then that's like functionally being in NATO, which is one of the main things that Russia doesn't want. So it's hard to separate the two. So it's a big sticking point. Listen, the main thing here is that Ukraine really wants some sort of security guarantee that Russia won't just stop the war, rebuild, and then attack later. Maybe right after Trump leaves office. That's the... Okay, someone said NATO. I would never say nay to a toe. You're 100% banned. 100%. 100%. That's absolutely... That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Save that for the White House press pool, dude.
Security, that's part of it. And the people that are waiting for us, they are, I think they're very like-minded. They want to help out also.
Thank you, President. Thank you, President Trump.
Are you disappointed there's no
The United
ceasefire, Mr.
States,
President?
the United States has already given hundreds of billions of dollars to this war effort in Ukraine.
Biden.
At best, it is
Did
a
he say
stalemate, and the killing continues. So, President Trump, how much more is the United States willing to give Ukraine? And President Zelensky, how much more do you want?
Well, I'll start off just by saying we're not giving anything now. We're selling weapons. This is something before, I guess the number is well over $300 billion. That was under Joe Biden, a corrupt politician, not a smart man. Never was. By the way, go back 40 years. He was not a smart man 40 years ago either. But now he's in particular bad. This was done by a corrupt administration that shouldn't have been in. And frankly, if the right results of the election were given,
petty.
if I were president, this war would have never taken place. And he would have been very happy because he would have liked to have seen. I mean, they went through hell. He went through hell. This war would have never happened. And the people that were killed, a couple of million people, a lot of people with soldiers and everything else, and the people that have been displaced and forced into other areas and other countries because of what's happened, none of that would have happened. And I'm just saying that he was a horrible president, whether it was the borders or this. He was just a horrible, corrupt president.
It's been so long now. Joe Biden is so old. He didn't even run in the last election. Move on. Not even Joe Biden. That was president before. You're talking about him 40 years ago. Joe Biden was dumb in his... By the way, Joe Biden 40 years ago, just turning a spry 50. You're saying Joe Biden was dumb when he was 55, bro.
Mr. President, I can. Thank you so much. So, first of all, we have possibility now to buy weapons from the United States. We are thankful for this program and this opportunity. We are thankful for Europe. They pay for this. And through NATO program, for example, Pearl and etc., we have some programs where we can have some money to finance this. And this is a part, I think, it's not a part for the war and to defend us. It also will be a part for security guarantees, to strengthen our army, to rearm Ukrainian army. This is very, very important. And it depends how much money we need to rearm. For example, the question of air defense, we spoke about it with President Trump, and I'm happy that we have now bilateral decisions and we work on it with production, American production. Nobody in Europe has so many air defense like Patriots, for example. We need it very much, and this is also about defending.
Yeah, he's got the meta down.
You know, I think the good news, we make the best military equipment in the world. But
I mean, you see, yeah, that's actually perfectly played. That was actually masterful. Just a bunch of thank yous, glaze American military production. Talk about, yeah, he really, I mean, he very, very well. And then you can see Trump lights up. He lit up right as he said that. And now Trump's going to jump in and talk about how great we have the best in the world.
You mentioned the Patriots. How good are they?
Systems.
We have systems. They're literally 100% foolproof, and it's really like shooting two bullets. You know, two bullets hitting each other in the air in a space like this. The chance is 100%. It's 99 to 100%. So we sell the equipment to NATO, and NATO does what, I don't know what the arrangement is that you have with, but I know that they want you to have the equipment. And we're getting the best equipment.
You should. As the commander-in-chief of the United States, you should know what arrangement NATO has with Ukraine. That is something that is an important facet of this conflict and of your role. That's really important. It's not a they, by the way. The United States is part of NATO, the largest contributor.
Into the world, but they pay us for the equipment. Under Biden, it was just crazy what was going on. I believe the number is over 300. I think it could be $350 billion worth of equipment and money and everything else. And we've made more progress in settling this war in the last 2 months than they made in 4 years. This should have been settled a long time ago, but it should have never happened. Yeah, please.
Real quickly, you pushed out on social media.
All right, Brian, go first.
You pushed out on social media about doing away with mail-in ballots and potentially electronic voting machines. Can you expand on that and how important
Well, that's a very off-topic, just really quickly. Mail-in ballots.
Holy. I mean, he's still responding to it, which is not what you should be doing. But that's the first time I've ever heard Trump say this is off topic. That's the first time I've ever heard him respond to a question and say that is off topic. We have the president of Ukraine next to me. There should be a topic. Now, he's still going to respond to it because he's still Trump. But that's something.
Ballots are corrupt. Mail-in ballots, you can never have a real democracy with mail-in ballots. And we, as a Republican Party, are going to do everything possible that we get rid of mail-in ballots. We're going to start with an executive order that's being written right now by the best lawyers in the country to end mail-in ballots because they're corrupt. And you know that we're the only country in the world, I believe, I may be wrong, but just about the only country in the world that uses them.
Yeah, I checked this before the stream. It's like 34 other countries guaranteed, maybe 43. Many, many other countries. many, many other countries. Well, Canada uses it. That's a bad sign. That's not going to convince him. But they're all corrupt. Yeah, exactly. A lot of rigged countries being mentioned.
Because of what's happened, massive fraud all over the place. The other thing we want change are the machines. For all of the money they spend, it's approximately 10 times more expensive than paper ballots. And paper ballots are very sophisticated with the watermark paper and everything else. We would get secure elections. We'd get much faster results. The machines, I mean, they say we're going to have the results in 2 weeks. With paper ballots, you have the results that night.
Well, you got the results that night for your election.
Many countries use paper ballots. It's the most secure form. So between paper ballots, very, very important, paper ballots, and I think maybe even more important, the mail-in voting. We're going to end mail-in.
Yeah, I said the opposite, because I think it's not unrealistic to want paper ballots, actually. A paper trail. But you can have mail-in. Mail-in's fine. I really like the way Taiwan does their elections. It's smaller, so it's easier, but they have the hand-counted paper ballots publicly. Also Trump voted by mail, just to be clear.
Voting, it's a fraud. If you have mail-in vote, even Jimmy Carter with this commission, they set it up. He said the one thing about mail-in voting, you will never have an honest election if you have mail-in.
Jimmy Carter said that? Jimmy Carter mail-in voting. Quote. Direct quote from Jimmy Carter. I approve the use of absentee ballots and I've been using them for more than 5 years. Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter voted by mail. What the fuck is this completely made up quote? This is from the Carter Center. Dude,
go back. The one thing about mail-in voting, you will never order with this mail-in voting. It's a fraud. If you have mail-in vote, even Jimmy Carter with this commission, they set it up. He said the one thing about mail-in voting, you will never have an honest election.
That's so funny. Does he mean Jimmy Beast? That's just totally made up. Yeah, that just sounded instantly wrong to my ears. Jimmy Carter is not a notorious...
Have mail-in, and it's time that the Republicans get tough and stop it, because the Democrats want it. It's the only way they can get elected, because with mail...
It's just insane. It's like Republicans control the House, the Senate, the presidency, and the judiciary. And yet, somehow, all of our elections are rigged for the Democrats. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? There's no...
Men and women's sports, and with transgender for everybody, and open borders, and all of the horrible things. And now the new thing is they love crime. They're fighting me on the fact that I've made Washington, D.C. safe. We're not going to get
transgender for everybody, and we love
like
crime.
All the people you've been watching get
it's hard
so
to beat that
badly
case.
hurt. I'm glad. I hate to take your time with this, but I'm glad.
I can't believe I almost gave him credit for not getting sidetracked. I can't believe I almost gave him credit because he said this is off topic. But now he's ulting. He's hitting it's like he's on the election trail again. I hate to take your time, Zelensky, but I have to rant about transgender for everybody and how the Democrats love crime. Oh, boy. He's locked in, huh?
Get so badly hurt. I'm glad. I hate to take your time with this.
That's so funny. That's so funny that he recognizes that. This is a really, I mean, this is all cosmically sad. Okay, I understand, but this is a very funny meeting because both sides have clear, and obviously Vance hasn't said a word. There's been a concerted effort to make this meeting better than the last time by both sides. But Trump can only hold in his impulses for so long. That's like at the beginning of this call or this meeting, he was actually, it was like kind of surprising me. And then as it went on, he's getting more and more unhinged.
I'm glad you asked me that question. We're going to stop mail-in ballots because it's corrupt. You know, when you go to a voting booth and you do it the right way and you go to a state that runs it properly, you go in. They even asked me. They asked me for my license plate, for identity. I said, I don't know if I have it. They said, sir, you have to have it. They're very impressed, actually. But it's very hard to...
Didn't he confirm vote by mail? I don't think they said, sir, can we see your license plate? Let's check. I can't see where he voted in 24, but he did mail-in vote in 2020, which is the one that he said was rigged. So, in 2020, he mail-in voted. And the mailman asked for his license plate. Yep.
cheap. With mail-in voting, as you know what happens in California, it's so corrupt, where some people get 5, 6, 7 ballots delivered to them. Now, we got to stop mail-in voting, and the Republicans have to lead the charge. The Democrats want it because they have horrible policy. If you have mail-in voting, you're not going to have many Democrats get elected. That's bigger than anything having to do with redistricting, believe me. And the Republicans have to get smart. We're not going to have a country. I said for a long time at rallies, you need borders and you need free and fair elections. Those two things, otherwise you don't have. We have strong borders now. In 90 days, Mr. President, we didn't have 1, 0, 0, and 3 months. Not one person came in.
I don't. It's such an absurdly transparent claim. The Democrats have no power right now. How are they simultaneously powerless, losing every election, but also able to rig the elections? What does that fucking mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. How is Joe Biden rigging the elections? He has no authority. That's how powerful they are. It's like you're in the White House, bro. Zelensky saying, yeah, I got a border problem too. Trying to bring it back on topic. Oh, you have a border problem? Yeah, me too. I got someone on my border. Can we talk about that? No, he's doing the right thing. Zelensky is. He's played this way better than last time. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, but crazy ult at the end there. He was doing halfway decent in the beginning.
Legally into our country. In fact, even I find that hard to believe, but it's run by a little bit of a liberal group that put out the numbers, so I guess but 0, 0, and 0. You go back a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 millions of people poured into our country. It was terrible. Thank you very much.
Zelensky just fucking keeping it all in, dude. This fucking shell-shocked 1,000-yard stare. Just keeping it all in, just nodding and smiling, bro. Like, man, it would be so easy to be like, what the fuck are we talking about? This is about an active war that I'm here to discuss. The European heads of the nations are in this room. Why are we talking about your...
What security guarantees do you need from President Trump to be able to make a deal? Is it American troops, intelligence, equipment? What is it?
Everything. And really, it includes two parts. First, strong Ukrainian army. That's what I began to discuss with your colleagues. And it's a lot about weapon and then people and training missions and intelligence. And second, we will discuss with our partners. It depends on the big countries, on the United States, on a lot of our friends.
And Mr.
I can just tell he's been coached, dude. He's calling America big. He's hitting the trigger words. Talking about how big America is, big country like the United States. Like, this is so different from his last meeting. He's saying the right things. Talking about how big the country is, how strong their missiles are, how...
President, are you willing to commit American troops to that NATO-like protection in order to get President Zelensky to a deal today?
Well, I don't know if you define it that way, but NATO-like, I mean, we have people waiting in another room right now. They're all here from Europe, biggest people in Europe, and they want to give protection. They feel very strongly about it, and we'll help them out with that. I think it's very important. I think it's very important to get the deal done.
You've been involved with the peacekeeping in Ukraine since your first day in the administration. What would you say to the Ukrainian people right now who are suffering under the Russian attacks and hoping that the American people will stand with them?
Well, I know Ukrainian people. I've known many over the years. They're great people. They're smart. They're energetic. They love their country. I mean, they love their country, and we want to get this war ended. That's all I can do. I love the Ukrainian people, but I love all people. I love the Russian people. I love them all. I want to get the war stopped. Very important.
Mr. President, was there any aspect of your discussion with Vladimir Putin that left you disappointed?
Look, we just spoke to, I was just telling the president, I just spoke to President Putin indirectly, and we're going to have a phone call right after these meetings today. And we may or may not have a trilat. If we don't have a trilat, then the fighting continues. And if we do, we have a good chance. I think if we have a trilat, there's a good chance of maybe ending it. But he's expecting my call when we're finished with this meeting. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right. He didn't say a goddamn... This is, by the way, you can't see it, but... Shout outs to JD Vance for not saying a goddamn word. just sat there and didn't say a damn word. As the VP should, yeah. I mean, the bar was in the floor from the last meeting. It was better than last time. We'll see. We'll see. They may indeed have a trilateral meeting. And Europe, whose leaders are here, may be able to offer security guarantees to Ukraine. Especially if they you know, it's funny because the money from NATO, a lot of it comes from America. But if they frame it to Trump as we're not spending the money, we're buying American missiles, even if it's American money going in and then going back out to missiles, it seems like he's more amenable to that. They're just finding ways to frame it for him. They're meta adapting to how to get him on board. But it is progress. You know, we would all like to see peace in Ukraine. It's insane. Okay, well, interesting to watch. World's crazy, but I guess better than the first one. Did you watch any of the Euro leader meeting? I only saw him not recognize the president of Finland. That's the only thing I saw. I don't know if any of it was. JD Vance's eyes really pop with that eyeliner. Yeah, he's been looking real good. Good for him. Looking like Nightman. It does look like Nightman. JD Vance's drag era is going to be sick. Yeah, I think so too. What's this? Trump says Xi Jinping told him China will not invade Taiwan while he's in office. When is this? It's 3 days ago? I didn't see this. Xi Jinping told him, I am very patient and China is very patient. That's kind of crazy. First of all, I don't trust the word that he says, right? Like he makes up. In his retelling of it, Xi Jinping probably called him sir. He probably said, "Sir, I won't ever invade while you're in office." But also, you know, this, if you think about it logically, is insane because that implies that Taiwan could be invaded as soon as 2028. Like that would be you know, that's not a strategy for America. Even if this were true, which obviously it's not. Even if we're true that Xi Jinping would never do it while Trump's in office, then the only solution is to keep Trump in office forever. That if we just keep Trump in office forever, then Taiwan is safe. This? Oh, the before and after? The before and after of the Oval Office? Yeah, we talked about it. But it is fun to see it visually. This is the Oval Office before. Boring. Not nearly enough gold. Looks poor, honestly. I look at this Oval Office and I think, is this country poor? And then, bam. And now I know. Now I know. We're dealing with a baller. We're dealing with someone who can make shit pop. The golden coasters. Yeah, I noticed them. Everything's gold. The chairs are gold. That's good. That's fucking good. That's awesome. Love him or hate him, you have to admit he has class and style. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's like, love him or hate him, the man has class and style. He's got grace. That's the one thing. He's got grace. I had another topic that I want to talk about, which was maybe we'll save it for a deeper dive. But short all in is that like yesterday or 2 days ago, a bunch of Robinhood type traders have been betting on a bunch of Chinese meme stocks. And then 2 days ago, they all rug pulled at once. Like a bunch of them all immediately rugged to zero, and a bunch of people lost a fuck ton of, like a lot of Americans, or I guess just non-Chinese, lost a fuck ton of money. So be careful with Chinese meme stocks. Do you think Atrioc will hate this clip? What is this clip?
Okay, here's...
What is it? Is this Hera? My dog Hera? Talking about me?
the thing. You just said Atrioc killed his boar, therefore we should change it. I say Atrioc killed his boar with the town center, therefore Atrioc is low IQ. What's the problem here? Am I missing something? Yes, Atrioc messed up. Happens. That's exactly what I'm saying here. You know what I mean?
Okay. A little context you might not need if you don't give a shit about Age of Empires. For 22 years, the game has punished you if you accidentally kill the boar with your town center. If you kill it with the town center, you can't get the meat from it. So you have to be very careful and kill it only with the villagers. But I fucked up on it so many times, and then recently, I don't know, I'm the only person streaming the game outside of AoE, and then recently, they patched it. For the first time in 20 years, they patched it out to where if you kill it with the town center, you still get the food. So Hera's blaming me, bro. Sorry I'm making the game more approachable. Sorry I'm making the game more approachable. Is that a problem?
Don't gotta change the game because Atrioc can't figure out how to lure a boar. Like, that's nonsense, guys. This is nonsense. I mean, that being said, I liked your idea.
That's funny. That's funny. That is a hoot. That is a hoot and a half. Do you know what's really funny is that immediately before they patched it is when I finally learned how to do it correctly. Like, I spent time offline, I learned how to lure the boar, and then right as I lure it, they patched it. It's like, I want to kick the ladder down. I want them to bring it back. Let's do a quick check here. So, what I had like 5 things I wanted to discuss, but maybe I was a little scatterbrained today, I'll be honest with you. There's a lot going on. Oh, yeah. Okay, I put this in my notes as like an early topic. It needs a little more. Here, I want similar thing with the retail fraud. I put the announcement out there and the people gave me some of their stories. This is an honest question I have for you in the chat. And it's about people in your life or you. There is hard data coming in that religion is making a comeback. Like people, the number of people who are converting to Catholicism or whatever is like it's been on the decline for 40 years, and then it's like pulling up out of the nosedive. Religion's making a comeback. More people are searching for perhaps the community or whatever of religion, and I would love to hear if you've heard or seen anything on that, because the data's real. It's happening. Must be all the gotcha. Wait, sorry, what? I heckin' love Jesus Christ. The Church of Millennials. I see you're also a follower. It's counterculture to get away from all the atheist millennial parents. I don't know if it's necessarily all people with millennial parents. I just know that it's happening. There's a rise. I do often wish there was a way to get the community benefits of church without the actual religion. It's an interesting thought. Just join a Discord server, bro. Join a run club, yeah. Go to a casino. A casino gives you all the benefits of religion. You have to pray. You make friends around you. It's a cruel and chance-filled world. And free drinks, yeah. They take your money. Yeah, it's very similar. A casino and a church. But it is happening. And I do think it would be interesting to learn more. I'd love to hear. Maybe someone who's converted recently. I would love to hear about their thought process. But my rough estimate is that people are looking for third places, right? They're looking for, or even some kind of spirituality in a crazy world, or something to believe in. I don't know, something. It's a loneliness thing, or it's a. Was Jesus the original streamer? Yeah, but he only had fucking 12 disciples. He had 12 subs, bro. Baroque. He had 12 followers, yeah. They were all tier 3s. He was the first one to get a treasure train, though. I'll tell you that. One guy clipped him breaking TOS. Yeah, he definitely got taken down by the Dan Clancy of his day. Pontius Pilate. He definitely did, dude. And he got a 3-day suspension. The man who came back, you know what? I got a 3-day ban. I came back with a Hitman world record. What did Jesus come back with? Just asking questions. Abs. Yeah, I guess he did get abs. Yeah, I had a friend in high school who decided to join an Eastern Orthodox church. He needed to connect with his heritage lifestyle change. Wanted a more healthy lifestyle and focus on spiritual, physical health. Think COVID, lack of connection could be a motivation for the general uptick, though. Yeah, I think it could. Yeah. If people are getting something out of it, then all power to them. I'm not a Reddit atheist. I'm not House MD. Can we stop blaming things on COVID? I guess we can, but it's only been a few years and it was pretty impactful. Can we move on already? It hasn't been that long, bro. It's very recent. A lot of people died and a lot of things shut down and a lot of things changed and it was a big deal. It's like in 2013, but can we stop blaming the Great Recession? Okay? Everyone's broke and no one has why are we blaming all right, well, it just happened. It just happened. mm. Start blaming 9/11. I blame 9/11 for everything because it was fake. The news cycle doesn't let us think about things 1 month ago, let alone 5 years ago. I mean, I think COVID has survived the news cycle. The news cycle hits everything else. Anything that's a big story 1 week is dead by the next. But COVID is bigger than that. 9/11 sucks. I would stop that guy if I could. I didn't know Mark Wahlberg was a Twitch chatter. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for the long time sub. I loved you in Transformers. There was, okay, well, let me see. I have to plan here. Let's see. 1 second. I had this I wanted to show you guys. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some Kush up in it.
Today, Bitcoin and...
No, not about Bitcoin. Oh, yeah. There was a thing about folding phones from CNBC that I wanted to watch. I think we just watched this to see how it is. Crypto Shark Tank. I would watch it if they put it out. Listen, final update on Crypto Shark Tank. They told me they wanted me to join for season 3. They said, we want you to react to season 2. They said, we're so excited. You're like the biggest source of views on our show. And then they never released season 2. And my understanding is they were so embarrassed. They shelved it. I think they shelved it, bro. I think they shut the whole thing down. It sucks for me because I got 1 million views on that first one. I think combined all in, it was like 2 million views on me react, and like they got nothing anywhere else. They just made a show. It was like a skit for me to laugh. I mean, it was great. I'm gonna reach out and see if I can buy the unreleased episodes. No cap. What if it was just? Wait! It's coming out. Hold up. Season 2 is premiering September 2025. All right. Atrioc September, bro. I'll believe it when I see it, though. You don't have a date yet? Dude, imagine we get Silk Song, Crypto, Shark Tank Season 2. Let's get all this shit. It'd be awesome. Slay the Spire 2. Don't copium. Dude, I just want everyone who's copium right now to lock this feeling in your brain. Clip this. Tomorrow, they're going to announce the release date. And every one of you that copiumed has to come back and apologize and say, sorry, Mr. Atrioc, sir. Okay? So get your copiums in now. But you have to come back. Like a Trump story. Do you get to be like, sir, I was wrong, and I'm sorry. Do I need to have tears in my eyes? Yeah. And then he approached, dude, he approached me. He had tears in his eyes. He said, sir, I was wrong about Silk Song. And you were right. And your chat is so big and beautiful, and your stream is so big. And they said you're much taller in person. And then if I'm wrong and it doesn't come out tomorrow, everyone primes to make me feel better. Okay, done. Perfect. If you're wrong, you apologize. If I'm wrong, you guys give me subs to make me feel better. That is a good deal. Let's watch this video why Samsung, Google, and even Apple, possibly, are investing in folding smartphones.
When Samsung released its latest folding phone, the Galaxy...
This is part of my MKBHD pivot, okay? This is before I do my Google Pixel review on Wednesday.
Z Fold 7 in July, some said the era of the folding smartphone had arrived.
If you are in the market for a foldable, this is a really, really good buy.
You guys know I'm an Apple girly, but this phone is literally making me so excited.
Before he drives 90 in a school zone, I always thought MKBHD got too much shit for that because I do that every day and I don't even have a place to be. I do it just to keep it. I just zip through the school zones, dude. I rev up. I want to make it like, that's just LA. It's like the one area I can actually let the engine go because LA's got so much traffic. But school zones, it's pretty low traffic, so I can finally let the engine roar. Hand on the beer, hand on the phone. Phone in one hand, texting. Other hand, beer. Knees on the wheels.
To learn new things and go into a whole nother world. And honestly, Z Fold 7, you are perfect.
We just had our launch of our Galaxy Fold 7 and...
So, the reason I was kind of interested in this is because...
Perfect.
We just had...
I don't see the appeal really, but Ari has this phone and she really likes it. She has this phone right here. She looks like this woman. She's like holding it up and smiling. She likes it. And I kind of haven't seen these foldables, but now I feel like I'm seeing them more. And I wanted to see if there was a reason.
Our launch of our Galaxy Fold 7 and Galaxy Flip 7, and the demand has been incredible. We broke pre-order records with our Fold device, for example, and I think it's really showing that consumers are gravitating towards that foldable form factor. We've built in more and more innovation to where these are now mainstream devices that consumers are opting for over traditional bar type.
What I'll say is, and this is what fucking Zoomers won't ever understand until these foldables come back, is that back in the fucking day, when you wanted to hang up on somebody, you could snap the phone shut and it was satisfying. It felt physical. It was a physical snap. And it was like, I'm ending this call. And it was fucking cool. It had aura. The phone was a I don't know, it was a physical device, it felt like a DS. And I think bringing that back is a big deal. Just the mere act of having it be closed and having to open it to access it is a point of friction that's also nice. It's not always open. It's not always on. Whipping it open one-handed with SIG 2. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Dude, getting a call and then whipping it open one-handed and holding it to your ear, that actually was sick. That is aura. Wait a minute, bring that back. You're like Jerry Maguire, dude.
Phones.
This next generation...
You can't really do that with these, though. You can't whip it open. You can slam it closed, but you can't whip it open. Yeah, I mean, someone also said this, but you could also take your phone back then when it was just like I'm thinking of like this. I'm thinking like this type phone. Possibly the peak of phone technology, by the way. And you could whip it open, hold it to your ear, slam it shut. And then, if you didn't like what was said on the call, as I'm sure I didn't when I was getting calls at 15 years old or whatever, or 14, you could throw it. You could throw it all across the room. You could throw it anywhere. It doesn't get hurt. It doesn't break. You can toss that shit. Atrioc cold calling at 14. Yeah, exactly. You could type, ringtones. Well, ringtones are actually a sign of a portal to hell opening. Zoomers have it way better. Ringtones was an insane few-year period where the music industry convinced everyone to pay 50 cents for 8 seconds of a song. Sometimes $1. And you have to buy it and you put it on your phone, and it was horrendous. It was a horrendous time period. And then every popular artist started making songs for ringtones, which they do now for TikTok, so it's not much better. But we had ringtone rap for like 4 years. Like, who was the king of that? Akon. Akon literally pivoted his entire business model into making ringtone rap. I think Akon made more money off of this fucking song.
I woke up in
Kid in Virginia with blonde dyed hair. With my locked up ringtone. It's called Aura, folks. Get used to it. Get fucking used to it. Let's watch the rest of this. Wait, let's see the rest of this video.
Of folding phones entered the market in 2018 with the release of the Royal Flex Pi, followed in 2019 by Samsung Galaxy Fold. Google followed with the Pixel Fold. Motorola revived the Razr. Chinese brands like Huawei and Xiaomi pushed designs to be thinner and lighter. Even Nokia has re-entered the flip phone space, adding modern features like apps. Now, Apple is reportedly expected to join the foldable race in 2026.
This is not a new idea that Apple might do it, but it seems like they're closer than ever to actually making it happen. The plan is for them to do this in fall of 2026 and have their answer to it.
But even with more brands in the game, foldables are still far from mainstream.
At the moment, there's very little reasons for most people to replace their phones.
The trifold?
So the reason to upgrade, it needs to be something that is really different from what we have today in our pockets. And that's where the foldables can become the proposition for end users to upgrade.
So why are tech companies doubling down, and why might Apple make its move now?
Apple always wait and sees.
In the early 2000s, flip phones were the phones to have. Then the BlackBerry arrived, and in 2007, the iPhone redefined the smartphone.
How are we going to take this to a mobile device? Well, what we're going to do is get rid of all these buttons and just make a giant screen. A giant screen.
That really was the
Cinema.
modern take on the smartphones. You know, the full touch screen, no physical buttons or no physical keyboard. That really started.
He should have done this presentation more like Sam Altman or Elon Musk. He should have stared at the floor, gotten T-Rex arms, sounded weird and insecure, completely Rizless, stutter, and then have some engineers come out to talk like robots about bad graphs for 3 hours. This is a legendary keynote. Listen, Steve Jobs was not a good man to his daughter, but he could deliver a keynote. This is a legendary keynote. This is the one where he goes, we got 3 new products today. We got a internet communications device, a cell phone, and a brand new music player. Yeah, that's great. They're one product.
Giant screen.
That really was the modern take on the smartphones. You know, the full touch screen, no physical buttons or no physical keyboard. That really started in 2007. And it took several years for competitors to really catch up to what the iPhone was doing. Google, of course, put out Android a couple years later, but it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, you guys trying to bring this one back? It's the ugliest fucking phone I've ever seen in my life. Trying to bring this one back? This shit is... Show up to the fucking function with one of these, baby. God damn. It's a beaut. The wrist on that thing. looks like a TI-80.
To what the iPhone was doing. Google, of course, put out Android a couple years later, but it wasn't until 3 or 4 years after the original iPhone launch that you could kind of say Android and other devices were on par with what Apple was offering with the iPhone.
Fast forward to 2019, Samsung launched the first Galaxy Fold. It was a breakthrough, but durability was a problem.
It was not as durable as it is now from a screen perspective. The other one was the design of the actual ever crease of the hinge itself allowed for some debris and dust to go under the
Yeah, that's
screen,
what I heard.
which impacted.
I heard the hinge broke easily or whatever. But maybe I was just thinking of the Nintendo DS. The DS hinge broke like fucking crazy.
Durability, but as a first of its kind, I think is one of those things that it's just teething problems.
Early on with any new innovation, there's naturally trade-offs where
It did, mine never did. Well, did you throw yours at the wall when you lost Pokemon online matches? Or were you normal? Because my shit broke regularly. I can still remember specifically. I remember sitting on the floor of my dad's office, home office, playing Pokemon Diamond online matches against somebody from GameFAQs message boards. And he did a stall team with Hippowdon and Skarmory and Tyranitar or something. And he just kept swapping out, kept stalling, just trying to kill me with fucking Sandstorm. And there was like a 140 turn match. And I lost. And I took the DS and I threw it at the wall. And then the hinge broke. And then I opened it and I was so sad. And then my dad walked in to see what the ruckus was. And he saw that I broke the DS he bought for me and he yelled at me. And it was such a terrible day. Such a terrible day. It was like really burned in my fucking brain, dude.
there's this great new innovation, but you might be foregoing
One
other
bad
things
day,
along
dude.
the way. And I think this year in particular, we've really overcome all of those barriers. This year,
Just like Alexander the Great. Yeah, exactly. I think that was his founding memory too.
it's at 8.9 millimeters slim, so that's close to the thickness of just one of our standard flagship phones, and it unfolds into a large format experience. Same with our flip device. In the past, people said that they'd like to see more flagship size battery life, for example, and this year we increased the battery life, so it's on par with any of our flagships in terms of battery life.
Today in the US, there are roughly 8 to 10 current models available, including devices from Samsung, Motorola, Google, and OnePlus. And Google just released a teaser of its latest Pixel 10 Pro Fold, but they still make up less than 2% of global smartphone shipments in 2024. Price is another hurdle. Many models cost between $1,500 and $2,000.
The price is at the high end of the smartphone market and creates a niche market in terms of volume. Now, what can change that? I don't think there's been that much progress made on that front to make it mass market yet, but what you do need to happen is prices need to come down over time.
It is cool technology. Like, it still shocks me that you could have a foldable screen in the way that it looks like on Ari's phone. Like, it's cool. It looks seamless when it opens up. I think it's cool. I think it's like a sick, but I also don't want one at all.
Apple's debut is reportedly set for 2026.
A very, very thin smartphone now with today's technology, and if the foldable devices get better, they can make the screens bigger on the front. So a lot of more pieces are in place right now if Apple wanted to do it.
That's a fucking tablet.
Bigger on the front. So a lot of more pieces are in place.
Do I really need that? I guess it's because nobody has a desktop PC. I just forget how much of the world, like it's all through the phone. This is where they do everything. They're not gonna, this is where they game. This is where they, imagine TFT. Yeah, but if I wanted to play TFT, I'd put it on my fucking screen and play it on my computer. But if you don't have a PC or it's like you have a laptop maybe, but me just unfolding my phone until it covers my face and you stop talking to me. That's good. That's good, because I thought things were getting too social lately. People were getting too friendly, so it'll be nice to have a phone that can actually completely block your face from anyone else. Just to cool it down. Everyone's been too connected. I feel like the creases would get annoying. In my experience, at least with Ari's phone, they're not. They got way better. Like, you can't really see the crease when it's fully locked unfolded. It doesn't really look noticeable here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right now, if Apple wanted to do it, but again, there's no guarantee.
It's never been about trying to be.
It's easier to see the larger screen while driving. For safety reasons, we have to make phones bigger so that people can use them while driving and still. It should fold out like one of those covers for your windshield. When it's hot outside, you should be able to fold it like 50 times out and then.
The first to market, it's being about watchful, seeing a technology mature, knowing that there are no big roadblocks to that technology adoption, and then sort of moving ahead and creating a differentiation more on the user experience. And that's what Apple is really focused on doing, is as we talked about the technology hurdles that were seen initially, both on the user experience side as well as the longevity of the device.
The Apple device could be a book-style iPhone with a 7.8-inch crease inner display and a reinforced hinge, all aimed at improving durability and usability, according to a TF International analyst Ming Chi. Quote,
Why did they do this? Why did they take the interview and then cut it over the top of this fake laptop? Why not just full screen the interview? Why do this?
Really focused on doing is, as we talked.
Is it more visually interesting to be looking at this guy on a laptop? I thought that was weird. Okay, let's see.
You would buy a foldable phone and it would last you probably only 1 or 2 years. I think even if you go today and look at what the general perception is of the foldable devices, they're expected that if you buy one today, you're probably going to use it for 3-4 years, because there's a certain amount of folds that these screens can take.
if Apple can solve for both durability and usability, it could help expand foldables beyond a niche luxury and into the mainstream. Samsung and Huawei have been the global leaders in folding smartphones the past few years, but it's expected that Apple could quickly take a large market share with the release of its folding phone. Apple declined our request for comment.
What's next? What's after folding?
Samsung and Google pitch foldables as AI-first devices. Large screens allow for better multitasking, more immersive tools, and easier content creation.
I do think that AI and the foldable form factor really go well together. AI is taking away some of the friction that we feel using a phone, and so having that larger screen is going to help us bring to life more use cases that are linked to getting work done, whatever work that is. It could be productivity,
what example?
But it's also a lot of
what
creativity.
friction are you talking
AI
about?
use cases are tailored for each of the unique form factors. So on Fold, for example, we're opening to large format display. Through our partnership with Google and Circle to Search, that brought to the large screen format where you can continue to see the screen that you've circled and get the information to the side of that, so you can have a more productive experience going back and forth between what you're looking at and engaging with the information.
But challenges remain. Higher prices than standard iPhones, complex engineering, and the perception that foldables are still for a niche audience. Adoption is higher in markets like China and South Korea, where they're far more common than in the US.
If you look at the market today, it's about 19-20 million units annually, has been roughly at that for the last couple of years. And keep in mind, this is a 1 billion plus sort of smartphone market. So it's a pretty niche part of the smartphone market and a niche part even of the premium smartphone market itself.
It's a niche market that's stabilizing, that's improving in the quality of the phones. But I've always said, the team and I have always discussed, like, the foldable form factor is inevitable, we think, longer term. It's just the price premium needs to be in the 10 to 20% range relative to a normal phone. And there's been a really large price premium and a lot of compromise on functionality. So we're getting rid of the compromise on functionality. It's just what's the premium the market's willing to pay to essentially turn an iPhone 16 Pro Max into an iPad mini.
But Samsung says prices are starting to come down with models like the Flip 7 FE launching under $1,000 and expects that trend to continue as the technology matures.
Flip FE launched with Flip and Fold 7, and it's actually at a price point under $1,000. It's $899 as the price point there. So you're already starting to see that curve come down.
The screen on the outside's kind of cool.
What a more accessible price point for foldable looks like. And I think, again, over time, as the technology matures, you'll certainly see more of that.
If Apple can turn foldables into a mass market product, it could reshape the smartphone industry.
Well, on paper, foldable phones sound great, right? The idea that instead of going out there and buying a tablet for $500 to $1,000 and then another $1,000 phone, you can just have one device that does it all. It's a phone when you need it to be, then you can unpack it to watch a movie or unfold it to do more work or things like that. So just the idea of having one
Why don't we add 50 fucking folds and you can unfold it into a monitor and it's also a laptop? How about that? How about fucking that? Okay? Why don't you unfold it 100 times and it's a blanket? And you can sleep under it. So it's also like a bed. And you can unfold it 1,000 times and fold it into a house. And you can live in it. So it's just all the things we need in one fucking product. Give this man $4 trillion.
Per device instead of carrying two around. That's the pitch right there.
All right, interesting. Chad, I have to end, unfortunately. I'm sorry for the shorter stream today, but I have to finish the superhero presentation for tomorrow, as I promised my co-hosts. So, short stream today. I know. I get it. I'm working on stuff, making progress. 777777777. Appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow. Have to lock the... Oh, yeah. I'll be live early tomorrow. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. I will be live to watch Silk Song release. Gamescom. I'm doing that before the pod. That's why I have to work on this tonight. Because I won't have time before the pod tomorrow. I have to stream tomorrow and then go to the pod. So, Silk Song release tomorrow, 11 a.m. And if not, we're going to get new announcements. Gamescom, be there. It's going to be the best fucking place to watch Gamescom right here. My close personal friend Jeff Keighley told me he's going to give me a secret announcement on my own stream. Don't miss it. I'll see you. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.